Caves are an important aspect of Minecraft, and for as long as the game has existed, it's served an important role in our experience of the game. From getting rare and valuable ores to being the foundation of some incredible base ideas, to the loot within underground structures, and to the horrors that may be lurking inside. It's not really a stretch to say that without them, Minecraft would be a completely different experience. After all, mining is in the title of the game. There are countless videos on YouTube already talking about and testing how deep the Minecraft void is. Does it have an end, or does it simply go on forever? Well, this video is not going to be about that, because I've always wondered, instead of how deep the void can go, how deep can you make the earth go? People often say in Minecraft that the sky is the limit for your imagination, but I feel like that's a little unfair, because as tall as the sky can be, is as deep as the world can be. To first understand why I conducted this experiment in Minecraft, we have to go back to the origins of this idea in the first place. On YouTube, there is an entire niche of content talking about cave exploration incidents. After all, caving is a huge part of Minecraft, so I was naturally intrigued by what real-life cave exploration could look like. But I didn't quite realize just how truly terrifying caving can be. There isn't a lot of data on this, but in the United States alone there are on average roughly 3 caving deaths per year from people who explore caves for recreational activity. This might not sound like a lot, but these deaths are usually incredibly well documented to the point where it's most likely already a YouTube video. And when you actually do the research, it might forever change how you view caves, both in real life and in Minecraft. I don't have to do a lot of talking for you to realise just how scary caving can be, just from these diagrams alone. So, to state the obvious, what do these videos and Minecraft both have in common? They both have caves. However, one is distinctly terrifying in a multitude of ways, whereas the other one is merely a source of resources, and you usually don't think much more of it. But I wanted to change that. After seeing how terrifying real-life caving can be, I wanted to see if I could make Minecraft invoke similar thoughts as one who would be watching those videos. And that's when the idea came to me. These caves in real life can extend kilometers, or in Minecraft terms, thousands of blocks underground, considering each block to be 1 meter in length. However, Minecraft for the longest time could only extend, on average, 64 blocks underground from Y level 64 down to Y level 0, and only after the 1.18 update did we see an increase from 0 to negative 64, or about 124 blocks in depth from the average terrain in the overworld to bedrock. This pales in comparison to real life caves, and it's almost childlike how tiny these caves can be compared to real life. So my first thought was to look for a mod that can extend world generation below that of negative 64. The most notable mod that I could find was called the Cubic Chunks mod. However, that mod has not been updated since Minecraft 1.12, which at this point is very old, and it doesn't have any of the interesting blocks or cave generation that 1.18 can provide. But I did find an alternative. I came across a mod called Shattered World Limits on CurseForge that can allegedly extend the depth of world generation from negative 64 to negative 1024, which is absolutely insane. But it can't be that insane, right? Holy shit, that is fucking deep. Alright, so I wasn't planning on doing live commentary for this segment of the video, but I feel like I just have to, just to show you guys exactly how deep this world is now. So, as you can see, my Y level currently is negative 64 just now. And do you know what that means? In default vanilla Minecraft, this is bedrock level. And this is me looking down. There's a mine shaft there. And now we've reached bedrock at Y level negative 1024. With this mod enabled, you essentially make the world 8 times deeper, a little over a kilometer in depth. This is so deep that even with 64 chunk render distance enabled with the Optifine mod, you still can't even see the bottom of the world in spectator mode underneath the surface. What's interesting with this mod is that it changes the level that lava spawns in to incorporate the newly increased depth of the world, which makes a lot of sense. You wouldn't want to be travelling through lava-filled caves for over 800 600 blocks just to get to bedrock. You also get mine shafts spawning in close to bedrock level, which is actually kinda scary to think about. Imagine being down there and you run out of food, or your pickaxe breaks, or something goes wrong. Being 8 times deeper than normal, I don't know about you, but I'd start shitting bricks. If you pair this mod with a texture pack such as Patrick's and a shader such as Bliss, then you actually kinda get horrifyingly close to real life. Add in some sound physics mods with cave dust and maybe even an entity that lurks around down there, and honestly, this doesn't even feel like Minecraft anymore. Okay, what the fuck was that noise? A sheep? Alright, now let's put some numbers to this new world depth, just to get a scale of how deep this new world actually is. So using math, since I can't be bothered digging to Y level negative 1024, it takes 4.24 seconds to mine 10 blocks of deep slate with an efficiency 5 netherite pickaxe. This means to dig to the bottom of the world in an absolute best case scenario, given you don't encounter any caves or lava, without any breaks, it will take you nearly 8 minutes to dig to Y level negative 1024, whereas it would take you merely 40 seconds to dig to the vanilla limit, including the stone layers above deep slate. Also, while in the making of this video, the mod was actually updated to generate more ores below negative 53, which actually gives the player an incentive to mine to these outrageous depths, while not making the generation of ores too insane to keep things balanced. This was huge progress from the default Minecraft world generation depth, however, I wanted deeper. I wanted a world depth equivalent of that of the very Ovkina cave in Georgia, which is the deepest known cave in the world with a depth of 2,223 meters below the surface, or in other words, over 2 times deeper than the mod's shattered world limits can provide. So I played around with the mod a little. Officially, the mod can only provide a maximum depth of Y level negative 1024, however, after tweaking with the mod's code inside of Visual Studio, I managed to achieve a maximum depth of Y level negative 2042. Okay, so I need to make an emergency correction for what is about to come. So as it turns out, the maximum depth is actually negative 2032 and not 2042 like I'm about to say. I made this mistake because while tweaking the mod's code inside of Visual Studio, the noise profile settings JSON file inside the world gen folder can actually be extended to negative 2048. However, while writing the script, I got that kind of confused and mixed up with the actual bedrock level inside the overworld JSON file, and that can only be extended to a maximum of negative 2032, so I'll write corrections on screen whenever I mention the incorrect values. I apologize for that, which is slightly more than 2 times deeper than that of before. To put this into scale, if you add 64 blocks on top of that to take into account the average depth from the surface, which is Y64, down to 0, you get a depth of 2,106 blocks. This is 16 times deeper than vanilla, and it would take you 16 minutes in best case scenario with an efficiency 5 netherite pickaxe to mine down to bedrock. This was insane, but unfortunately it still wasn't enough to reach the depth of the very Ovkina cave, and this saddened me a little, not being able to achieve my goal of Y level negative 2223. It's not quite a mod limitation, but data packs physically cannot generate any deeper. After talking to the creator of the mod, he said it may be possible to go even deeper using mixins, which I'm not too sure what that is, but after looking it up, it's something that can dynamically inject code into things, making a few things possible that isn't otherwise, but it is still very tricky to set up according to him. I thought I'd reached the end of the road for this experiment, until I found out that the very Ovkina cave is measured 2,223 meters from its entrance and not from sea level. So with that in mind, I actually don't have to somehow reach the magical number of Y level negative 2,223. The cave just has to be 2,223 blocks deep from the cave entrance, which means that cave entrances from mountains in Minecraft can actually reach that depth and maybe even a little deeper. And coincidentally, the very Ovkina cave entrance is literally on a mountain range in the Caucasus Mountains in Georgia. Mountains in 1.18.2 and more recent can extend up to the world height limit of Y level 320. So if we add 320 to the maximum depth of Y level negative 2032, we can get a theoretical cave depth of 2,352 meters, which actually exceeds the depth of the very Ovkina cave. I've done it. The deepest known cave on Earth can theoretically exist inside of Minecraft with this tweaked mod, and can actually extend even deeper. However, this opens up entirely new possibilities, like for example with this mod you can actually increase the height limit from 320 to 2032. Does this mean that it's possible to sort of shift the world generation into the sky to accommodate this extra height, to make even deeper caves? What if it's possible to have a Minecraft world where the height limit is Y level 2032, but then you make the world generate at an average of 256 blocks below that maximum height, which would equal a sea level of Y level 1000 2,786, and the top of mountain peaks to be that of the actual height limit of 2,032. This could mean that theoretically, caves can extend 4,084 blocks deep, which could rival that of the deepest gold mines in the world. I don't know how to pronounce this name, but that gold mine in South Africa, which actually reaches a depth of almost 4 kilometers. But that'll be for a different video because, in all honesty, that's just completely outside of my capabilities to do. And I'm not a modder, so it's not like I can just go ahead and create one that can do that. Even the creator of the Shattered World Limits mod said that to even go below Y level negative 2032 will require mixins with careful planning and testing, which is something that I'm just simply not capable of doing myself. However, I did ask him about shifting the terrain upwards into the sky, and he did say it was possible and that he'd work on it a little, so that could be foreshadowing for a future video on that topic. But all in all, I'm quite happy with the outcome of this experiment. Using a tweaked version of this mod, I managed to create caves with a depth that can rival that of the deepest known caves on the earth. I want to give a shout out to the creator of the Shattered World Limits mod for making a video like this possible in the first place. And if you watched this video till the end, then I want to thank you for that, and I'd really appreciate it if you could drop a like and maybe even subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It helps me out a ton, and I plan on doing many more videos like this to come. But with that said, this has been AimSpell, and I'll see y'all later.